Hey everybody, welcome back. We're looking at the next project today. It is from Yarnspirations.com and you will be using any form of cotton. It does call for, I believe it is Burnett cotton. Again, as I always say, you can use whatever cotton you want. I do not usually have Burnett cotton, so I will use a standard cotton. This is a basic baby hat. I have had several requests for a basic baby hat, so this is the one that I do prefer to do. As I switch my screens, you will see here that this is just your basic standard baby hat. You can do this hat in several different sizes. You can do in 3, 6, 12, or 18 months. And I will be doing the baby hat in 3 months. So if you choose to do it in a different size, you will be looking at the different size in parentheses for that. But we will be doing it in 3 months. So those are the instructions that I will be given. So you will be needing to get your cotton, and it does call for a size 5 or H hook. So go ahead and pull this pattern up on Yarnspirations.com and grab your hook and your yarn, and we'll get started with this pattern. Okay, so I have my H hook and I am using a standard white cotton, so I will be doing my hat in all white. So the note in the beginning of the pattern states that your chain 2 at the beginning of the round counts as your half double crochet throughout the pattern. So that will count. So now what the first thing you want to do is to do a chain 4. You don't want to do your cotton stitches very tight because they do get a little difficult to work through. Alright, so now you want to form your ring. Okay, make sure you can find your center. Now you're going to do your first chain 2, and that's going to be your first half double crochet. Now you're going to do 6 half double crochet into your ring and working over your tail. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you will have a total of 7 because your beginning chain 2 is going to represent that first half double crochet. So now what you want to do, and you may have to slide those around a bit because cotton's a little funny to work with sometimes, you want to slip stitch into that beginning chain 2. So go into that top of the chain 2 and do yourself a slip stitch. And again, I have to tend to wiggle my stitches a bit when I'm working with cotton. Okay, and that's your first round. So you'll have 7 stitches, and let me make sure I got that in the correct stitch. So yeah, it was in the right stitch. I always like to double check because cotton's just a tad bit funny. Alright, so now round 2, you want to do your chain 2. And you're going to do a half double crochet in the same space as the last slip stitch. Okay, so you're going to do a half double crochet in that same stitch. Okay, now you're going to do 2 half double crochet in each half double crochet round. So that was 2 there, and then you're going to do 2 here. So that gives you 4. 2 in the next, 2 in the next. Ugh, cotton's hard to work with sometimes. Two in the next. I'm all thumbs today. 2 in the next, 2 in the next. So at the end of this round you want to have 14. Let's count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So you've got 14. Now you want to join in that top beginning chain 2. Okay, so now that is the end of round 2. Okay, round 3, chain up that 2, and now you're going to repeat from this part on. You're going to do 2 half double crochet in the next half double crochet. So right here, and it's going to be a little tough to get your hook in there in the right place, but you can do it. I'm going to do 2 half double crochet in the next stitch. Okay, and then you're going to do 1 in the next. So you're just going to repeat this around. So there's 1 there, and then you're going to do 2 in the next. It's basic increasing in rounds. Okay, so you did 2, now you'll do 1 in the next, 2 in the next, 1 in the next, and 2 in the next. And it's always important to know proper increasing in rounds, because you do this pretty much, I would have to say 60–70% of crochet work. Granny squares, hats, afghans, all different types of things. So it's very important to know proper increasing. Okay, so now in that last one, that will get 2. Alright, so you want to check your stitch count. You should have 21 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Alright, you'll join up in that beginning chain 2. And now for round 4, you will chain up that 2 again. And now you're going to do a half double crochet in the next. And then you'll do 2 in the next. Okay, and that's going to be your pattern. So you've got 1, 1, and 2. And each, as I've said in several different videos that I have done increasing for hats and different projects, each round is going to be an additional single stitch. So this round that we just completed was 1 and then 2. Now this round is 1, 1, 2. Okay, so now you're going to do 1, 1, and 2. Each row of increase that you do, you will be doing an extra single stitch before your increase. So there's 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, and 2. 1, 1, and 2. Okay, 1, 1, and 2. Last set, 1, 1, and 2. Okay, now you should have 28 stitches here on this round, and then you're going to join in the top of that chain 2. Okay, and that's what you're going to have at the end of round 4. Okay, round 5, you want to do your chain 2. You're going to half double crochet in the next 2. So 1 in the next, 1 in the next. Now you'll do 2 in the next. Okay? Now remember, we just did, this row was 1, 1, 2. Now you're going to go up one more single, so you're going 1, 1, 1, 2. Okay, that's your pattern. So 1, 1, 1, and 2. And this is the way it's always going to be for increasing. Unless the pattern tells you a totally different number, this is the standard way for increasing. Okay, so there's 1, 1, 1, and 2. One, 1, 1, and 2. And you just do it around. So there's 1, 1, 1, 2. And all the increase in here does, each round is going to get bigger, just a little at a time. And then that way you can control the size of the project that you're making. So 1, 1, 1, and 2 in that last stitch. Okay, so that's going to give you a total of 35 this round. And you're going to slip stitch into that beginning chain 2 again. Alright, so that's your round 5. Now you will continue the increasing until you increase to 7 stitches. Okay, so basically you want to have 49 stitches around. Okay, so you want to just continue the same pattern, going up 1 extra stitch. So basically you'll chain 2, and now this time you'll go 1, 1, 1, because your chain 2 is going to count. So now you're going to have 4 singles, and then you're going to have your increase. Okay, and then you're just going to repeat that. So 1, 1, 1, 1, then your increase, and then you'll do that around, all the way around. Join up here and I'll meet you back. Alright, I'm at the end of the round. So now we are going to join up, and now you're going to do a chain 2, and now you're going to do a half double in the next stitch, half double in the next, half double in the next. So now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, half double in the next. So now you're going to have 5 by themselves, and then you're going to do your increase. So 2 in the next. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then your increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, then your increase. Alright, so do that around and I'll catch up with you. Okay, I'm at the end of the round now, and my hat wanted to flip on its own, so you can go ahead and flip it and turn it the inside correct way. So now join in that beginning chain 2. Now the instructions say for sizes 3, 12, and 18 only. The next round you want to chain up 2. So we are doing the 3 months, so we are going to follow this round. You're going to half double crochet in each of the next 15. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay. Then what you want to do is 2 half double crochet in the next. So this is an increase here in the next. And then you're going to half double crochet in the next 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Alright, and now you're going to repeat that again, so you're going to do 2 half double crochet here in this next stitch, and then half double crochet in the next 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Now you want to put 2 in the last, and at the end of this row you want to make sure you have 52 single crochet, or not singles but double crochet. Now you want to join up in that chain 2 and make sure you have a count of 52, and this is the end of this round. Okay, so now I have placed a stitch marker here in the last round because that's what the instructions say, so it's probably very important. The next round you want to chain up 2, and you're going to half double crochet in each stitch around. Okay, so just go around and put 1 in each stitch. So again, for this round you will have 52 stitches. Okay, and you will be slip stitching again into the top of the chain 2 like we have been doing. Now what you want to do is you want to keep working a half double crochet around, slip stitching into the top of the chain 2 as you come to the end of the row. Do your chain 2 and work this row again. Now what you are wanting to do is you want to work this row and measure from our stitch marker until it measures 2.5 inches, okay? And that's what you're going that's when you're going to stop. So from the marker it needs to measure 2.5. The entire, or no, we're not doing the entire thing yet. You just want to measure from this row, which is from our stitch marker, to 2.5 inches. And you're doing a half double crochet around. So once you have gotten to 2.5 inches using this row of half double crochet, you want to stop. I'm not sure how many rows that's going to be. So it's not going to be too many because half double crochet has a little height to it. But you're just going to keep going for a few rows. And don't forget to chain your 2 and measure it after a couple rows and see how far you have to go. I'll probably measure mine after about maybe 4 or 5 rows and get a good idea. And I will meet you up once I have reached the 2.5 marker. And then we will move on to the next part of the hat. So I will be back in just a few minutes. Guys, I'm back. So at the end of these half double crochet rounds, it basically took me 6 rounds to do, and then I joined up. So now I'm going to flip this back out, and actually when you're working in cotton, it really is hard to tell a huge difference. There is a little difference, not much, but if you didn't turn it, that's fine. If you did, that's fine. It's whatever. But we're going to need to have these next few rows, or at least this row here, facing outward. So basically what you're going to do now is a different type of stitch. You're going to chain up 2, and what you want to do at this point is you're going to be doing a back or double crochet back post, or back post double crochet. It's whatever you want to call it. So you're going to be working into this next space. So you're going to yarn over and you're going to go back behind your work into this next space, and you're going to push that post back and then go into that next space and come out. And then you're just going to pull your yarn up and work a double crochet. And you just made a back post double crochet. Okay? And then you're just going to do that across. So now you're just going to yarn over. You're going to go into that same space that you were in before. Okay? And you're going to come in from the back, of course. And you're going to push that next post back, go into that next space, pull up, and a double crochet. Okay? And you're just going to work that across. So yarn over, go behind, and come in that space, push that next post back, go into that next space, and then pull your yarn through, work a double crochet. And that's how this row is going to be worked. So make sure you're coming in from behind. Okay? Don't go into the front because you're doing a back post, so you're coming in from the back. And you want to push that post back. If you do it the opposite way, you're doing a front post double crochet, not a back post. Okay? So all you want to do is do this across, and then I will meet you up at the end of the row. Okay guys, I've gone all the way around. Now I'm going to slip stitch in the top of that chain 2. And now for the next round, you will be doing a chain 2, and you will be doing a back post, or they're calling it a double crochet back post around the next stitch. So you will start working here and doing the same process. Okay? And then you will just work that around each stitch just like you did. And just go all the way around the row. So total, you're going to have 3 rows of this. You're going to be doing one more row after this. So go ahead and complete this row. you will join in your chain 2, then you will chain 2 and do this once more. Okay, that way you will have a total of 3 rows of this pattern. And then once you have your 3 rows, we will rejoin and we will work the next row to this hat. Okay, I'll see you then. I have got all 3 rows done, so now we'll turn it back out and you will now see you have 3 little ribbed rows and it looks spectacular. And now what you're going to do for the finishing row is you're going to chain up 1 here, and now I'm going to zoom back down, and what we're going to be doing is basically your reverse stitch. And what it says to do is to do a reverse single crochet between the next stitches. Okay, it wants you to work in between the stitches, not the actual stitches. I'm assuming it says between the next 2. So you're going to go backwards and pull up, single crochet. And I have a video teaching that, how to do the crab or the reverse stitch, so you can look that up. But basically you're just going to go backwards. You're not going forwards, you're going backwards. And you're basically going to do a single crochet in reverse. Normally you go in the stitches, but you're not going to do that. You're going in the spaces. Okay? And you're just doing a single crochet in the wrong direction. That's all you're doing. And you're putting a nice little edge on here. And me, I get bored with a single crochet border on lots of hats and things like that. I resort to doing the crab stitch. Actually, quite a bit. I think it's just like a very clean but rough cut edge, if that makes any sense. I think it's very nice and jagged, but it just gives it a different look, and I really enjoy doing it. And it's taken me a while to get it consistent. So my stitches are very consistent, where I've seen a lot of people's crab stitch is really bumpy and edgy and gappy, but it takes a lot of practice to get this stitch under control, and mine, trust me, was terrible when I first started doing this stitch, so don't feel bad if yours is a little rough to begin with, but just practice it and you can get it really great. So you're just going to go all the way around with this and just finish off. Once you have slip stitched to the beginning, finish it off, and then we will start working on the ties, and I will meet you back. Okay, now I have finished my edging. Now the final step is to add our ties on, and the ties are nothing more than just a chain, and I've already done one and attached it. So what they want you to do here in the pattern is to make a chain that is 14 inches long. And I did this one here, and I counted, and I did 42 chains. Based on your tension is going to also determine how many of them that you need to make. So I did 42 there, so I did 42 here. And you're going to need 2 of them. And then what you're going to do on the next and final row is you're going to work in the second from the hook, but you're going to work in the hump. So if you turn over your chain, you're going to see these little hump stitches, and let me grab my needle here and I'll show you. If you turn over a starting chain, you are going to see humps, which is also considered your back loop on a starting chain. But if you see these humps right here, this is where you're going to be working. And all you're going to do here is a slip stitch in each of those, starting in the second from the chain. And they're going to be a little difficult to get into, so you're going to have to maneuver it. So you go into that back hump, pull through, and just slip stitch. And then you work that across. So you're just going to make a slip stitch row in each one of those back humps, and that's going to give you that look. And then basically, again, all it is you're working in the back loop, and they're labeled as back humps or humps in the starting chain, the starting row, I might add. They're not necessarily called back loops on the starting row, because they look like humps more or less than back loops. They're a little bit have a little bit different look. So that's why on this row you may not want to chain too tightly, because you have to get into those. And yeah, your piece may curl up on you a little bit, but you can straighten that out once you're done. So you just want to go across and slip stitch in each one of those. I'm going to finish this row up and I'll be back and show you how to finish this hat up.